Let's wait and see if we're live. We might be live now, but YouTube is having some time telling me that it is live. Yes, we are live apparently, right. So, here we go then. Race number 2 from NxtGen Racing versus Tanso Racing Group in the Mini Cooper League. So round 2 of 4 as you can see on the 2 of 4 as you can see on the screen. You can also see the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit. So it's going to be a very interesting track for these cars. I'm going to just get these links shared around, and I will be with you. Paste that, and then I'll get this on a few groups. Okay. Sweet. So, ready to rock and roll from my end. So a bit of a refresher about what this is, just for those that didn't join us last week or missed out some of the finer details, or in fairness, probably have forgot, because I have. So this is an event sponsored by Trophy Monster with the support of Motorsport Track Art. The format is a 10 or a 15-minute quali, I forget which, followed by a half-hour race. The thing that spices this up, and it proved it last week, was the fuel and tyre consumption. So for every lap the drivers do of this circuit, the tyres will degrade by 10. So it'll be like they've done 10 laps of the circuit. Let me just turn an option on, 1 second. There we go. Yeah, so there's that, and then fuel is at 8 times, so every lap they do, they consume 8 laps worth of fuel. So drivers can be really aggressive, they can be really conservative, they can go long, they can go short. They'll have hopefully been getting the practice in the week to see what's fastest. And who knows what is going to come out of it. The cars are limited to 220 horsepower with just over 1,000 kilos in weight. They are allowed to tune their cars as well, so the drivers are allowed to adjust all the dynamics of the car, and it's predominantly to do with the suspension geometrics and the gearbox ratios and all that sort of stuff, but you can fine tune those to each corner and each course. And in cars like this, on tracks like this, it can be worth a few seconds a lap if you get that right. It really is that critical. The tyres, they're allowed any racing compound, so from hard to super soft. They can choose at the will. They don't have to run certain amounts of different compounds. If you want to run super soft tyres the entirety of the way through, you can do just that. Each team has the option to represent 7 drivers per race, sorry. So there is enough space in the lobby for that. So I'm getting notifications left, right and centre. And I think a few of the drivers are just struggling with getting on because there was a game update midweek. Not everyone plays the game as often as I do. So, Mr. Green, good evening, how are you? Just do me a favour, if anyone is watching this live, I know John's in there at the minute and we'll probably get a few more viewers in. Alright, just keep an eye on the stream, and if it starts getting a bit crappy, let me know. YouTube's been, let's just say, awful lately, so I'm thinking about moving over to Twitch to do my streaming. I think it'll be a little bit more, what's the word? But it'll be good. It'll be a lot better than last time. In terms of last week, we saw an opener at Willow Springs, really good actually. I think overall feedback from the drivers was positive. The guys enjoyed it. There was some good racing on show. There was a couple of incidents, I think, nothing too dramatic. But firm fan favourite Sean F is out for redemption this week after having a bit of a disappointing time out. He had loads of support in the chat last week, and hopefully if you guys are watching this again this week you can do just the same. I've just received word from the officials that owing to a technical problem with the circuit we'll be delaying the start by 10 minutes. So the guys are getting a little bit of extra practice in. What I'll do actually, I'll jump in a car, untuned I will add, 100% untuned, and I don't normally drive these cars either, so this is going to be fun. And I'll just show you what Brand's actually looks like from the bonnet or the roof of a Mini Cooper. Yeah, so I'm going to be terrible at this. I did like a lap earlier and it was the worst thing I've ever done. I'm trying not to get anyone to me, yeah, there's no one there. Right, so T1 in these cars, you're going to lose a lot. So you want to get in for sort of a late apex, clip that curb and then run the speed out. Look for the Palmer Bridge. You can brake quite late in these because there's not a lot of car to stop, but don't do what I do there. Get yourself a nice tight apex and get the power running all the way out wide. Coming down to Graham Hill, on a brake at the start of the curve, down a gear, and then all the way over here. They should run you out over this, and you should be absolutely fine. Surtees, hardest corner on the track for these cars, because they are just going to want to, if I brake now, they're just going to want to turn out. Cummings, right, longest straight now, down the dipper. Cars again here, it's all about light braking, you don't want to stamp the throttle. So all I'm braking here is about 20, maybe 30% at most. When I said stamp the throttle I meant stamp the brake, because you'll just rotate the car, you don't want to do that. You can take place with the curbs on that corner, just absolutely go over them like a lunatic. Same with this one really, you just don't want to go on the outside. And then around you go. So that's at the minute lapping in the 35s. I can't get. I'm miles off that, but I've got no tune on this car or anything, and I don't drive them, and I'm not a very good driver anyway. So we'll just, since we've got this delay, we'll just try one a bit more full speed, and I'll show you just how difficult this actually is. See, late apex, and the car just didn't want to turn. Didn't want to turn in for that light apex at all. Does that what I'd do that cap? I'm changing up earlier there to try and get rid of some of the wheel spin, but alas. Drifter really. So 220 horsepower for a car that weighs just over a tonne is quite a lot, especially when that car is essentially a road car with really soft compliant suspension. So hence why the braking in this is such a pain, because you're shifting all that weight forward onto the wheels that are meant to be turning the car. So it's all about managing the weight balance in these cars. That's the key to unlocking a good lap. So if you can get the weight balance nailed, which I've got to admit I'm struggling with, but it's all about balancing where you brake force goes, how you apply your brakes, where you apply them. Of course traditionally, and I've just got to track them at a penalty, traditionally you'll want to trail brake sometimes into corners. In cars like this you might not want to do that as much, because you want to keep the energy in the wheels at the front for turning the car and not necessarily braking. So there is that. I'm absolutely nailing T1 every time. See, that's what happens if you, yeah, the fronts just lock up. So you don't want to do that basically. Let's go off-roading. So that's Spontatch in a Mini. As you can see, it's going to be quite a challenging one that will punish mistakes as well. So if you have an off, if you go off circuit, or if you make a slight mistake, or if there's any contact, it's going to be punished with a long journey off-road in this thing, basically. So currently got 12 people in the lobby. One of them is me. So only 11 drivers so far. We should have 14, so we're missing people. Who are we missing? I am going to get my link into a Discord server. 1 second. See if we can get a few more viewers in here. Right. Only 2 viewers. Not going so well so far. This is it. Where are you? Where is everybody? I want to take this opportunity to have some my cup of tea. That's what I might do. Or we just watch Cutler go around the circuit. We'll do that. Oh dear. If you're watching, drop in, say hello. We've got a couple of minutes to kill, so it'd be nice to talk to people. Yeah, pick the right time. I'll stay on board with Britsberger for a second. So you can see Britsberger's actually coasting a lot of these corners, and that's working out quite effectively for him. See, that'll be where the fuel saving comes in as well. If you can coast a lot of the corners, left and coast, you'll save a ton of fuel. So we're just waiting on some of these technical issues to be resolved. They're not actually to be holding back that much. It's that game update I was telling you about. Got us back out on track. All the cool rides. I need a phone holder for my rig. That's what I need. I need something I can bolt to it. Amazon later for one. I'm just waiting on News to wait to see when qualifying will get underway. I've got a good idea from practice now at least, just what a lap of tax looks like and what sort of times we should be expecting. unentered. I need to unenter myself. A minute. Waiting for the green light then, so we can go qualifying. Oh, come along, Ghost Rider. One cheer for Sean. He does seem to have a lot of support coming to this stream. I think he's sat in the pit still. Where is he? There he is. Yeah, he gets a lot of support in chat, does Sean, so it's good to see. Obi-Wan Kenobi can use his ninja power, Jedi powers. I don't know why I say ninja there. Jedi powers to get himself a good result in this one. These are not the minis you're looking for. Yeah, most drivers are having a little bit of a chill break. I do understand one of the guys' installs is nearly ready, so he's about ready to join in. Another Sean fan in the chat. Poor Buck, thanks for coming along. Your hero of men is sat in the pits with one of his pit crew doing a squat next to him. I don't know what's going on. Yep, so what you're watching is the NxtGen Racing versus Tanso Racing Group Mini Cooper League. It's a league run over 4 races. You're watching the second one now. Well, you're not watching the race yet, you're watching the cars sat in the pit lane. The event sponsored by Trophy Monster. It was a motorsport track art as well. We're going to have a 15-minute qualify session, I believe, and then we're heading into a 30-minute race with the potential for strategy to really throw a curveball into this one. We've seen the tyre wear and the fuel depletion can be quite heavy. We saw that at Willow Springs, that certainly played a factor. Personally, the person that if I'm supporting anyone, I'm supporting this man, Mr. Pav 46. He got robbed by Gran Turismo Sport last week. He was leading the race, he was on for a clean sweep, utterly dominating the thing, and then a pit glitch reset him on track a lap behind. And Pav's genuinely one of the nicest blokes you'll meet as well, so wish him all the best of luck in this race. Britsburger's been really consistent. I can see in the last race had a really good performance as well last time out. I got Obi-Wan Kenobi in there as well. Oh, we've got 10 minutes qualifying. These two lads having a little bit of a ban. They're in the same group, it's fine. And then the People's Champion. They rise to applaud him in the hills of Kent or wherever Van Zatch is. Hooligan Pete, how you doing? Damo, how you doing? The Sean fan. I'll make sure he gets coverage, don't you worry about that. So ready for qualifying then, 10 minutes worth of qualifying, so it should be nice and quick. We may see, it was 1:34, so it'll be pretty similar to Willow Springs in that the drivers will get a handful of decent laps in. I think that's about it. So let me just download this thing from John that he sent me. Cool, yeah, we've got everyone we're expecting from them. Awesome stuff. Pav drifts it around. Alright, Cliche, how many accounts you got, mate? Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, I thought I'd drop it in your Discord, you never know, some of your guys might be bored and might want to watch a little bit of racing. Well, it's usually quite a quick stream, there's not too much drama in this one, it's nice and chill, so 10 minutes qualifying coming up, half an hour race. These minis have become somewhat of a stalwart for the NxtGen racing lot, they do love racing these things. There's a big league run and commentated on by Dark Smoker. And he's actually doing the real life races versus sim races mini challenge as well, I believe. Strategy is the key, mate. Strategy is, it's especially with a track like Brands Hatch, which is quite a high deck. Willow Springs surprisingly isn't that high on tyre deck. This is. That front left gets a lot of loading in this because there's 3, maybe even 4 if you want to count clearways. High speed right-handers, and that'll nail that left front. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I think interested to see what tyres people go for on the opening stint. They will have already selected those, of course. So what you might see some drivers do is go out, come in. A lot of people on softs. So most people are opting with softs as their race tyre. JXT is the only one on mediums, and Britsburg is running the super soft, so he needs a good qualifying. Yeah, what you might see some people do is just go fuel burning for a little bit. Burn off a load of that fuel, and there we go. But yeah, it was interesting Willow Springs last week. I really enjoyed it. Strategy was the deciding factor in that one, and Britsburger, who's gone out on the super softs this time round, was the important one. So half an hour, handful of laps. We certainly know that you have to make a pit stop. You cannot make a no stop work. There is no physical way you can make the amount of fuel that these cars fit in them go that long, I am afraid. So we shall see. Yeah, like I said, you'll see the guys who are absolutely maxing out the revs, because they'll have all tuned the gearboxes to this. They will have all set their suspension geometrics up. They'll have been working with the teams to get that all set up. So we're looking at rebound rates, damper settings, all that sort of stuff will have been tweaked over the week to come, and they have to have a setup that agrees with both qualifying and race. Because of course once you start qualifying, your settings and everything are locked in. Call it part firmate, it cannot change, so they have to go with it. So the first person gonna set as a flying lap is Obi-Wan Kenobi. So he's racing for Tanso. He's going to be the first one to set us out a lap today. Cool Riders will follow. Sean F has predictably come in and he will be changing tyres, so he's going to go onto the super softs, I think. Yep, he's on the super softs. And he'll probably spend a lap fuel burning now, as he just sensibly waits at the end of the pit lane for everyone to start the full-on lap. So what Sean will probably do now is go around and burn a ton of that fuel off. And he may well opt to sit in a low gear and rev the nuts off it. Greta Thunberg would be impressed. Or what he might do actually is try and get on the back of someone else with some slipstream and not worry about fuel. Who knows? We'll see. Meanwhile, flying laps now being set, so we'll get the banker laps in. You'll probably see drivers then come on a nearly lap pit, put some fresh boots on, go for a nice slow out lap, and then hammer it in again. So on this lap, you don't want to be taking too many risks. You see that Kenobi's not pushing the boundaries too much. He's just going to get himself a nice, decent lap in. So if his ultimate throw it to the wall approach later on doesn't work out, he's got a banker in place already. At least that was my strategy when I was doing a similar leap. He will be punching a bit of a hole in the air for Coolride, so Coolride will have been benefiting from some slipstream along this lap, and he looks a little bit closer than he did at the start. The first lap's going to be set. It's going to be 37.2, 35.9 for Coolride, so Coolride goes a little bit quicker. Simon O'Neill with a 37.2. Ollie O'Neill 39.3, Britsberger 36.5 for Britsberger, although we do know he went out on the softs. Pav immediately pops in a 136.5. Scragbo 140, Cutler 146, so something about Cutler's lap either tells me he made a mistake or something else entirely. Sean F now starting his flying lap on those super soft tyres. He's only done an out lap and he's taken life out the front already. Is Sean going to get stuck in any traffic? There's potential if the guys out front to have a slow in lap and burn some fuel off. He could get caught up here. Of course, him and Bigsy, the only drivers out on track at the minute that haven't set lap times. We've seen Red Devil just set one, I think it was a 140. Well, let's just keep an eye on timing. So Sean is going very fast at the minute, so this is looking out to be quite a good time for Sean. Oh, he runs it really wide there. See, this is the risk. He's risking it a little bit here. Is our Shawnee boy? He's let me just get here quickly. There we go. So he's now going to be getting a little bit of slip. Ollie O'Neill sets a new time, 36.7 for Ollie O'Neill. That's a great time. We've followed Sean around for this lap, and there's a lot of interest in him as a driver. Let's see what he can do. What does he come across the line? He's set at 37.2 for Sean. That's good enough for 6 at the minute, further on the grid for him. Of course, we'll see if he just chooses to go around and set another lap. At the minute, our pole sitter is still Coolride's, 135.9 for him, half a second ahead of anyone else. Pav 46 on a new lap now. He's on an out lap, so he's been to change his boots. He's got 4 minutes to stick his flagpole in first position. Britsberger third now. Britsberger, he's 6 tenths behind pole on an out lap as well, so he's going for another flyer. Cutler looks to be on a lap at the minute. It's not indicating he's been in the pits or anything like that, so I'm not sure what Cutler's up to right now. Maybe he's getting Simon O'Neill in front of him to punch a hole in the air, but he's 1.4 seconds down his fastest time. Ollie O'Neill in 5th at the minute, 8 tenths behind the leader. He's going to be the next person to cross the line. He's 3.4 seconds down his fastest though, so this looks like an in lap, I think. Sean F, is he going for another one? He's going to cross the timing line in just a minute, and we'll see if this is a flyer. No, Sean's 1.6 seconds down as well. I think a lot of these drivers are on in or out laps at the minute. We've not got many people on flyers. Red Devil, what are you up to? You're going off road. Yeah, there's most of these drivers now just going on out laps. Scragbo. Does he come across to set a time? Does, but it's not an improvement. Biggsy's time. Biggsy sets a 36.8, so that's the Sean F fans will cry in pain because that's put Sean down to 7th. He's just pipped Sean by 4 tenths of a second now to that 6th place. And now we're going to see the times come in again as the drivers have burnt off a lot of fuel now. So they'll be on probably the lowest fuel they can be on. And they're on fresh tyres. Pav 46, purple, first sector. What I mean by purple is he is the fastest man on track all session in that up to that sector. So he's tucked under the back end of Simon O'Neill up ahead, and Simon will also want a flying lap, but Pav 46 is going an awful lot faster. This could end up costing Pav a lot of time. Simon let him go. See how close Pav gets under braking there. See Simon's going quicker as well, so he'll not want to hold anyone up too much. Let's see what Cool Rides does as he comes across the line. Does Cool Rides improve his time? He doesn't, I'm afraid. Now Pav 46, it's all up to you now. Britsberger pips him to second. Pav 46 really does need to improve his time. Pav 46 does improve his time. 35.6 for Pav. Brilliant lap now from Pav. Simon O'Neill as well. Notable mention for Simon. 36.3 in that lap. So having Pav behind him pushing along really helped. Britsberger 4th now for Britsberger, and looks to have just made a mistake in Druids. I wonder if some of these drivers are just going to go for one more lap, even despite some of them are parking up. Let's get a check in on Sean. Evening, Burnt Fry. Yes, Damo. Strategy is definitely in play. So let's just check that timing screen. No one's setting the timing screens alight right this second. Sean is slightly slower this lap. He's down to 9th. He's been pipped by Obi-Wan Kenobi as well. Yeah, he's not having a great qualifying session so far with Sean. But you don't score your points in qualifying, you score them in the race. So as long as he can just keep his head for the race, he should be absolutely fine. We'll get confirmation of any times set below. A lot of drivers are now going for another lap. So I need to sort of remind you that these will probably be on worn tyres. So the tyres that they're out on now will have already effectively done. They'll have already effectively done 20 laps, so they won't be in the freshest peak condition. Pav 46 indeed parks up. Cutler sets a 35.6. Can I replay that? I can. This is Cutler coming across the set. A 35.6 lap time, tucked up behind Sean F. Look at that, 35.6, 0.04 of a second quicker than Pav's time. That's a finish to qualifying them. A few more times maybe to trickle in. We'll just wait and see if anyone's out on track. There isn't, so I think we'll get the race started in just a second. Your pole sitter then, it's an all NGR front row, so it's Cutler with a 35.62 on pole. Pav with a 35.62 as well. He's on the, sorry, no, he's 0.04 of a second slower than Cutler. So very close in qualifying. Then you got Cool Rides representing Tanso. He's in 3rd. Simon O'Neill of NGR 4th for him. Britsberger, good qualifying for Britsberger. 5th place for the Tanso driver. He'll be joined by Ollie O'Neill on the 3rd row of the grid. 4th row of the grid occupied by Bigsy and Obi-Wan Kenobi. Behind them we're going to have Sean F, Mr. Fan Favourite. He's going to be joined by Red Devil of Tanso. Then at the back of the grid we're going to have Duffy, JXD and Scrabbo. So that's your grid, ladies and gentlemen, for round number 2, and we'll head on over into the race now. He needs to use the force. Yes, he does, mate. Yes, he does. Why is it whenever I've got obvious puns in front of me, I don't use them? Right. Just don't know. I'll blurt one out randomly, I promise. I'll do it tomorrow. Lovely stuff then. So 30 minutes of hot hatchback action coming up for you, ladies and gents. So Cutler's going to get us underway. That's one characteristic of this track, is the grid is on a camber. Cool Rides gets a really poor exit. Simon O'Neill's bottled him off. Sean F at the back got a really good exit. He's up to 8th already. Pav and Cutler going through T1 side by side. Pav gets that move made round the outside of T1 on the opening lap. But does go deep. Cutler doesn't give him too much of a hard time though. teammates after all. Don't need to do that. Everyone's made it through the first couple of corners alive, which is good to see. A little bit further back, Cool Rides in 6th. He can't remember where he started actually, but that seems to be in fact I think he was 6th. Scrabbo is the tortoise. Hey, let's be nice to John. Be nice to John. Not much has changed right at the back. Let's just flick through and see what's going on a little bit further up. Pretty much line astern. One characteristic of Brands Hatch that makes it probably not one of my favourite circuits is it is very difficult to overtake on. The main overtaking opportunity is going to be into Druids, which is T2. Potentially moves can be made through Surtees if you're brave on the brakes. Meanwhile, up at the top, Pav 46 is making the Great Escape. He will want to make amends for last week's shambles, which was nothing to do with him or the team or anything like that. It was the game that bugged him out of a win. A couple of track shortcut penalties being earned here. I don't know what the protocol is with serving them. Some drivers, in fact most drivers, serving them straight away, to be fair, and just getting rid of them, which is nice to see, I'll be honest. That though does mean Mr. Fan Favourite Sean F now up to 7th place, battling for 6th as well. Sean goes down the inside of T1 side by side with Cool Rides. Nice and respectful between both of those guys. Absolutely no contact that I saw. Sean has to go narrow though, so Cool Rides to go for the cutback. Sean just parks it on the apex, keeps that move. Sean F from 9th to 6th in the case of a lap, so a good opening lap for Sean. Meanwhile, top Pav 46 starting to extend that lead now. Britsberger chasing Cutler down, obviously representing Tanso, so he'll want to do really well out of this. The O'Neill brothers, I'm sure I said this last week, but weren't the O'Neill brothers hillbilly characters in GTA 5? I'm sure they were. Correct me in the comments, might be right. If they go side by side again, they won't want to fight each other. I don't know whether the father and son brothers or what, I have no idea. But they're obviously helping each other out. Sean F in 6th, as I said. Cool Rides getting a little bit of pressure from Bigsy. Cool Rides actually goes a little bit wide there, an unforced error. He's going to potentially let Bigsy go. Bigsy lumps a move up the inside. Nice move there by Bigsy. Nice and clean again. These drivers are showing plenty of respect in these opening exchanges. Nothing much else to report on, ladies and gents. That is pretty much about it for the time being. What you'll tend to find in these races, Scrabs is in 11th, mate. Scrabs is 11th. He's chasing down 10th and all. He's on it. In fact, we'll watch Scrabs for a bit. Yeah, now the drivers have got through the opening phases. They've established a rhythm. Most of them will have a game plan. So they'll be like, right, I'm going to pit at the end of lap 7 or whatever. They will now focus their efforts on driving the car to that delta, so to speak. So this is where the lifting and coasting will come in, and fuel saving and all that sort of stuff. You normally put a little bit extra in the tank to fight at the start. You'll need to. Scrabs is actually catching Red Devil now. So there's a little bit of a fight developing right at the back of the grid. He's carrying loads more speed round Surtees, and he's going to have the slipstream coming down the dipper. So Red Devil under threat now. Scrubs going for a place in the top 10. Just right on board with him, tucks himself into the apex nicely. Of course, this part of the circuit is really going to be difficult to make an overtake. You sort of need to size your opponent up down here. Sort of decide what he's like on the brakes, what he's like on the accelerator. So probably getting really close, coasting these corners a lot more. He's not on the brakes as much. So obviously 10th place still up. Meanwhile, we've got Ollie O'Neill up to 3rd. We've missed that. He's got past Britsberger somewhere along the line. We'll come back to that scrap in just a minute. Britsberger coming under threat from Simon O'Neill now. In fact, Simon is going to go for the move. Britsberger just blocks that off at the apex. Nicely defended, in fairness. I don't think Simon actually fully committed to that move. But Britsberger defends that for the time being. fan favourite, housewives favourite, Sean F. He's up in 6th and he's chasing this down, so he wants those guys to fight as well, because then he can capitalise on that as well if they do start scrapping. The force has not been deployed so far. The dark side of Cool Rides is currently fending him off. It's showing resistance. So far, the Jedi has not managed to overflow the Sith. Scrab's still in this fight with Red Devil. They seem to get within a couple of attempts of each other, and then it simmers down a little bit. Red can't be beat by him, I'll get too much stick. He's fighting for his reputation, is he? Alright, we'll keep an eye on this then. I didn't see any of that. Well, I don't know if it was a private group chat or what, but I've joined your group on Facebook and I didn't really see anyone getting any stick. I would have probably joined him. Love a bit of mini mayhem. I'll try and get as many Star Wars inserts in as I can, mate. I'll do what I can. Feel free to shout them out in the comments as well, by the way. So Scraps has gone from attacker to defender now. He's got Duffy to worry about. Duffy is starting to mount an attack on the boss man. So he's coming up from 12th, looking tantalisingly at a potential 10th up ahead if the two guys ahead do start fighting. Let's go back to the front, checking on Mr. Pav. Pav and Cutler's reeled him back in, but these guys have got a 3.5 second gap to everyone behind now, so they're just breaking away. And what these guys might choose to do, rather sensibly, is not fight too much in the opening exchanges. It's a half an hour race. You're not going to win the race right now, so they might as well work together, help each other's strategy pay off, and have that scrap later on. Although I've raced with Cutler a lot, it's not always the game he plays. He likes to be winning. Ollie O'Neill, after getting past Britsberger, hasn't been backing him up into Simon. Simon seems to be doing a good enough job by himself of attacking the Dutch driver in 4th. Britsberger is indeed in a Britberger. Simon O'Neill goes for a move around the outside. Brit manages to defend that on the inside, but because of that goes wide. Simon chooses to pit now, potentially going for an undercut, but again, this is where the strategy is going to come in. Cutler and Pav, I think, dived in the pits as well. So in the opening laps, they've churned through their fuel, and so they're potentially looking at a 2-stop. So if they pitted around this time, they'll potentially pit every 6 or 7 laps and go for a 2-stop. Even when he's sober, he's pissed. Oh, you have a WhatsApp group? Oh, fair enough. How do I go fast? There's someone in I race in a completely separate league on a Friday night, and there is someone that does every single race and they're pissed off the face. He's not so active anymore. I think he might have developed some problems. But yeah, he would be pissed all the time. It would be great fun. So the net first position, currently being held by Ollie O'Neill, now turns into a three-way fight between Britsberger and Sean F. None of these guys have pitted yet. This is going to all get yeah, it's very EU of him, isn't it? Sean currently looking to Brexit him though. Just manages to defend that. Yeah, none of these guys have pitted yet, so we'll see what that happens. Now, one interesting thing, I guess, that Cutler and Pav will have suffered with potentially, and no, they haven't actually. We saw it at Willow Springs last week as they pitted and then they came out in traffic. Really slowed them up, but for the time being, it's not an issue. Cutler then's going to assume the lead of the race once more. Pav 46, 2.6 seconds behind him, so Pav's probably gone a little bit heavier on his fuel. So Cutler will have fueled for maybe 6 laps, and he will only have 6 laps worth of fuel in the car. Pav's probably going to go longer in the middle stint. We don't know. we're not sure, we're not the team's mechanic. But that may be why he's lost 2 seconds in the pit stop over Cutler. Simon O'Neill now comes out the pits, he's in 3rd place. There's a massive old battle for 4th coming on, so Ollie O'Neill currently at the head of this, but there's a massive train of angry, feisty looking minis headed up by Britsberger. He just likes burgers from Britain. We don't have good burgers though, do we? I don't really think we were famous for our burger culinary skills. That was an American thing. Blasted undercut. Yeah, I mean, Sean's got a great one there on Britsberger. Look at that. The fans are cheering in the stands now. We've got a really good view of that from the back of Ollie O'Neill's car. We'll go and have a little bit of a review and just see how Sean did that. So it's fun, yeah, Britsberger just got a really bad run out of there. Couldn't get over in time to defend it. And Sean goes up the inside, says thank you very much, I'll have 5th. So there's Sean up to 5th then, so he's in. Oh no, and he's getting past. Spoke too soon. And the Tanso guys swarm all over him and he's down to 7th. I think he just got a little bit of a bad run out of clearways, but all is not lost, he's still in the fight. I used to be the type that could eat whatever I wanted, and my metabolism was so kick-ass I'd be awake still. But now if I walk past a chippy I gain a stone, so I've got to be a bit careful now. So this 13-second gap that Pav and Cutler have carved out for themselves is either strategic, the guys behind it now going long and potentially only trying a one-stop, or it's genuine. But 13 seconds in 8 laps is a ridiculous difference in pace. But either way, there we go, that's what it is. So at the minute we've got this massive fight, and it's hard to keep my eyes off this fight for 3rd that's going off at the minute. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cars involved in a 3rd place fight. Just behind them we've got Red Devil in 10th, we've got Duffy in 11th, and then we have got Scrabbo, absolutely pissed off his rocket, probably got a couple of beers in the cup holders of that Mini, in 12th at the halfway point of the race, but plenty can change yet. Commentators curse warning, I've not seen anyone absolutely nail it off the track yet, and that always happens at Brands Hatch, so we're bound to have an accident. When you look at F1 races and they say like chance of a safety car 80%, chance of someone going agricultural at Brands Hatch 90% minimum. It's just renowned for it. Let's keep touch on this battle for 3rd. We saw whether Canody was getting pressurised by Bigsy. It's currently force choking him away, so no such luck. But at the minute, he's going to have to get the hyperdrive fixed if he wants to get back up towards 7th place. Because 7th place is starting to evade him ever so slightly. So the one stopper's pit window's roughly about now. I think everyone's pitted though, so everyone's looking at at least a 2-stop. Your pit loss time at Brands Hatch isn't that severe. I think it's about 8 or 9 seconds without fuel or tyres, so it's not too bad. The pit entry is a little bit treacherous though. You don't want to take too many risks with the pit entries. There's chicane in there for some daft reason. Oh, it's getting a little bit brisky between Britsberger and Ollie O'Neill. A little bit of door banging between those two. I just saw on approach down to clearways. 8th and 9th beginning to drop off from this fight now, so this huge, what was like a 7-car fight for one position, as we see Simon O'Neill make a mistake and Ollie's just going to go up the inside. has turned into more just like a 5-car battle now. Britsberger sends it up the inside, unfortunately doesn't make that move stick, and that's going to demote Ollie O'Neill all the way down to 7th. That was a move that just unfortunately just didn't come off for one reason or another. Let's just go on board with Brits and see what happened there. So he obviously saw that Simon got a bad run out. Ollie potentially had to sacrifice a little bit of speed to make the move happen. Yeah, the door was open, but I'll give him credit. It just looked like a little bit of a concertina, that. Just a little bit of a concertina effect of 5 cars trying to occupy the exact same space on track. It's just a little bit of a recap then. Cutler is leading the way. It's 2.9 seconds now to Pav. Of course, there may be strategy in this. We know both guys are ridiculously fast, so if there's going to be differences between them, chances are it's going to be strategic. 15 seconds behind that little battle up ahead is the battle for 3rd, headed up at the minute by Simon O'Neill, who does go a little bit off track. He'll have to be careful with dirty tyres now. Pav's ran out of fuel. He's on 0%, so that might explain it. We'll come back to that in a second though, and just see where those guys come out. Pav's going to have to chuck more fuel in than Cutler is though. So Simon O'Neill now assumes the lead of the race. One risk for Cutler and Pav is where do they come out? They should come out safely behind this fight, given the amount of fuel they have to put in. Britsberger now in a battle for net 2nd, but these cars now will be really light but on really worn tyres, so they've got to be careful in the braking zone. Sean F up to 4th now. It's a net 6th position for Sean, with Cutler and Pav having pitted. You see Simon O'Neill gets it wrong though through Surtees, and that is going to give Ollie O'Neill a run on him potentially. I don't think Ollie can make that happen. Britsberger assumes the lead of the race. The Tanso driver now leads away 9/10 of a second to a horde of NxtGen minis behind him. He's then got the support crew of Cool Rides and Canody, who has reeled these guys back in. Cutler and Pav still have 2.7-ish seconds between them. Biggsy's in 9th. Scrabbo, I'm afraid to say, gentlemen, is still at the back now. But I'm sure he's having fun, he's having a good time. So do any of these guys peel in the pits now? This is prime undercut. This is prime undercut territory, this. Look at how close these guys are. Right, Britsberger doesn't pit. Get in there and pit now and then undercut him. That's what Simon O'Neill chooses to do. So he comes in with 1% fuel. Yeah, he really was running it thin. So he's now going to come into the pits. And I'd expect to see a lot of these guys in next. Sean and Ollie, it's like Noah's Ark here. They're going in 2x2. Cool Wide slides one up the inside. That was a good move there by Cool Wide. I'm going to go back and have a look at that in a minute when this is settled down just a tad. Sean fights it though, goes for the apex. Cool Wide just manages to get his car over there in time. This is turning into a right scrap. This is brilliant. Cool Wide goes for another move up the inside. Doesn't make it happen though. I think I just cut away from the wrong camera angle there, but he went for the inside at Surtees. It didn't pay off. Let's just nip on board with him now and see how he got past Sean. So he's on the outside coming into T1. Sean had to take the inside line. That's going to give him a slower exit speed. Ollie doesn't defend this as much as I thought he might do. Cool Rides then goes up the inside of Sean. Nothing much Sean could do about that. Great move. Really good move. So that's Cool Rides up to 3rd now. Britsberger still leads the race. He's got a 1.7 second gap. I fear like Ollie and stuff really begin to feel the tyres now. The 2 stoppers will be pitting now, so I would expect to see all these guys stream into the pits now as we're bang on the 10-minute mark. They all do, apart from Cutler and Pav. Once more, these guys joined at the hip. Pav is going to go for the move around the outside of T1. He's got large testicles. If he thinks that's going to happen, he's going to try and go for the cutback, but Cutler instantly goes defensive. Just take a little bit of a sip of my orange juice. Pav's got a run on Cutler coming down the hill. I don't want to cut away from this, but I want to see how the chaos behind has unfolded now that the pit stops have happened. Pretty much everyone now. I think everyone will be going to the end. So this is it. It's a little bit easier to read the strategy this time around. Most people have gone for the obvious two-stop. Seemed the fastest way around the circuit. Certainly what Cutler and Pav have done. They're now 21 seconds ahead of everyone else on circuit, and they are coming up to lap back markers now, so they should be at back markers by the time. I wonder if traffic will play a part into any of this. Let's check in on the traffic though, as we just tune in to see Big Z and Cool Ride side by sides. Oh, Big Z's gonna just go agricultural. Tried to run it too wide around there, it wasn't gonna work. That's gonna put Sean F up to 5th though. So he's had a banger of a race so far. He's shown 9th to 5th so far, and it's been non-stop action as well. This battle for 3rd has been brilliant. I don't know how that car stayed on, mate. Absolutely no idea. Absolutely no idea. It was sideways. My notable mention, mate, honestly, is Britsberger. I said it before the race started, so consistent. Really, really impressed with his driving in both races. Yeah, he's done a great performance. Yeah, Sean as well. I know he's really well supported. He's our Sean, and for good reason. He's a good lad. But he's had a great race so far. 7 minutes to go. Let's see if he can. Well, he is on the back of Cool Rides already, so let's see if he can get himself potentially a podium. That 3rd place is still up for grabs. There's still a big train of cars in for that. 3rd to 7th is still only separated by 4 seconds, maybe. So still not a lot in it. The good side of the force is ahead of Simon O'Neill at the minute. Simon had that off, if you remember, and went for the killer undercut, but I suspect he may have had an off as well, because he's way far down from where he was. Scrabs, 10th. Don't know if he's pitted yet though. Let's have a look. Let's just break my normal rule and see what his tyres are like. Yeah, he's pitted. He's going to the end. So Scrabs is 10th, boys. So, I don't know how, but Scrabs is 10th. What will I say? I don't even know what his race is like. Meanwhile, up at the front, Cutler and Pav still going at it. There's literally a gnat's fart between these boys. There's no separating them. Of course, with just 6 minutes left to go, now is a good time for me to plug the sponsor once again. Without sponsors, these events don't always get off the ground, and it's thanks to Trophy Monster for getting behind this one, and Motorsport Track Art as well. Please do go and give them some love. I would appreciate that. So 1st place is up for grabs, but so is 3rd. Cool Rides is now in 3rd. Britsberger has made a mistake somewhere. Let's see if we got that. I don't think we know. I was too busy gassing away about other things. Cool Rides out 3rd. Britsberger 4th. Sean F still in 5th. So he's doing well. Good haul of points for Sean so far, and he's certainly making it for the Demons of Willow Springs. Oh, he's off. Oh, he's held it though. Good lad. He's just going to keep himself composed. See, the thing is now he's got Ollie behind him, but Ollie's on the same team. He's not going to give him too much jip. So just race smart. Pav 46 in the pits again. So that's their race over, I'm afraid. Pav's been in the pits a while. back out though. Fresh tyres. I think Pav had just resigned himself to second place. Maybe realised he'd under-fueled, not too sure. And maybe we'll hear from him at the end of the race as to why he's had to pit again. Pav on the elusive three-stop strat. Cutler, of course, miles ahead now. Pav still, what is this? 34 seconds ahead of Cool Rides. So he's doing alright, 40 something seconds ahead of Cool Ride. So he's absolutely flying away, his Pav. Nearly, Jesus Christ, he's flying. I think there's another bug in GT Sport, me, you know. That's not right. Something's going on here. Anyway. Yeah, so Sean still in 5th place. He's getting a little bit of pressure from Ollie, but Ollie's not giving it. Look, he's not attacking him. They're just working together, these boys, which is good to see. That's what you need to do in a team game like this. Sean's still getting some slipstream from the cars ahead. Still got a couple of laps to change things. Let's see and hope he can do just that. Yeah, for some reason my split times were showing that Pav was like a minute ahead of everyone else when it's kind of obvious he wasn't. He's 5 seconds ahead of 3rd. Oh, there's a car off in the background. Who is that? Who is it? Who's off? Was it Ollie? Yeah. Ollie loved Blackpool so much he needed to recreate that feeling of being on a disappointing beach and went off into the sand at Brands Hatch. So he's in 6th. Fortunately, it's not really cost him too much because he pulled that much of a gap over 7th. He's still in 6th. So he won't be too mad at himself for that. Couple of laps left. That does relieve the pressure from Sean though, who has started to close in again on Britsberger. All these guys now will start to suffer with tyre wear, so it's all about who can drive on tyres better. So the race is effectively won already by Cutler. He'll probably get another 2 laps out of this, looking at his times, potentially another 2 laps out of it, we'll see. 12 seconds ahead of Pav. Anyone who crosses the line now will come round to start their final lap, just based on how the GT Sport system works. Pav has just set the fastest lap of the race though, 35.8, so he's absolutely flying at the minute. Cool Rides currently occupying the last step at the podium, 3rd place for Cool Rides at the minute. Great race from the Tanso drivers in 3rd and 4th. Cool Rides and Britsberg have had phenomenal performances, I think. I don't know if you in the chat agree with me with that one. Another guy who's really performed well so far is Sean F. He's really reeled Britsberger in. When we cut to him last lap, he was 1.2 seconds behind. He's now just 4 tenths. He's right in the pocket. And a good run out of any of these corners will see Sean up into 4th. He does get a better run out of Surtees than Britsberger as well, and he's going to get a better exit speed, but probably just chooses to tuck back in. There's a hair's width between these guys, and there's not a lot to separate them, but we're coming into the part of the track where overtaking really is going to be difficult. So Sean is just going to have to tuck in, and if an opportunity arises for a move, I'm sure he can make it happen. Both those boys pushing the limits as to what the track will allow. Sean just goes for the sighting line around the outside, doesn't go for it, dips to the inside, doesn't make that happen instead. Oh, this is great stuff. I should cut away from this, but I'm not going to. Oh, there's a little bit of contact there. We've seen Cutler has just finished. I can't turn away from this. These boys are side by side. Britsberger and Sean. Is Sean going to get it? He's going to get it on the last corner of the last lap. Sean gets 4th place. Steals it away from the clutches of Britsberger. Oh God, I'll go through the results in a minute. I'm just going to. That was great. That was absolutely superb. Let's see if there's any more action going on track. We'll give you full results rundown in just a second. I do regret to inform you, ladies and gentlemen, that Scrabs has finished last. That's pretty much your runners, ladies and gentlemen, for the race. Your winner, NGR Cutler, who won by 8 seconds over Mr. Pav 46. Pav did get the fastest lap in the end. That might be why he pitted. I think he did pit to get fastest lap. He probably knew that that the win wasn't on at that point. But a shout out to Cool Rides as well for third. Great race from Cool Rides. He did a brilliant performance in my opinion. But Sean F, 9th to 4th. We know he struggled with it last time. It was a great move at the end as well, from what I saw. So his fans in the chat will be absolutely ecstatic with that one. Britsberger came home 5th in the end. Ollie O'Neill 6th in the end. A good race for Ollie O'Neill, involved in action throughout. The Force finished in 7th with Bigsy in 8th. Duffy's still going around the circuit, I think. Yeah, there he is. Ran out of fuel, I think. He's 9th. Red Devil finished 10th and Scrabs 11th. We did have someone just drop out of the race right at the end. Possibly a connection issue, I'm not too sure. Jesus, yeah, what a race at the end, my word. Yeah, that was it was interesting again, wasn't it? Yeah, some really good racing. I'm enjoying this, to be fair. It's good to watch, and sometimes I don't want to talk through it. I just want to sit and watch it like you guys do. But equally, it's fun to commentate on. So, congratulations to Cutler for the win. I'll just get you the race results. Did you see the save? I don't know, Pav. I don't know. When? In fact, let me save the replay. I'll be honest, Pav, mate. If you rewatch the stream, you'll notice that that battle for third was just, it occupied the entire stream. Yeah, let's get you the race results. I'll show you how it all finished. So Monsieur Cutler took the win. 8 seconds behind him was Pav. Cool Rides took the last step of the podium, 3rd place for him. Sean F 4th for Sean, 19 seconds behind the leader. Britsberger finished just a second behind Sean in 5th, with Ollie O'Neill trailing a couple of seconds behind them. The light side of the force, Obi-Wan Kenobi, finished 7th with Bigsy in 8th. Duffy 9th, Red Devil 10th, and Scrabs in 11th place. Can stay on for photo. I'm not sure what you mean. Pav, I don't think I did see. I don't think I saw your. Yeah, I don't think I saw your moment, I'm afraid. See you like me. Thanks for checking in. If you ever need a co-commentator, give me a shout, mate. Feel free. Honestly, feel free. I think you've realised by now, Greenie, that I'm not exactly serious. You know what I mean? If you want to jump in on a party chat one day and do some commentating, feel bloody free. Oh dear, yeah. So that was it. I'm not sure what track we're on next week. I'm not gonna lie, can't remember. But we'll find out next week. That's a mystery. In fact, I'll ask in the chat what track next week. While I wait for a response on that, another shout out for Trophy Monster, who've supported the event, and for Motorsport Track Art, who have also sponsored the event. Do feel free to go and give the sponsors a little bit of love, because they've shown that love for us. Interlagos next. Oh jeez, oh, that's going to be fun. Interlagos next. So next Sunday at 9, join us for race 3 In that time I'll try and get some championship standings as well, and I'll let you know where everyone sort of sits at the table. Well done, Scrobbo. West County accent. Mate, I don't know what accent I've got. I've just got some weird like Mancunian Derbyshire hybrid. So I sound like a farmer who spends his life in the city. Consistently rubbish, but such a good guy. Can't work out if you're on about me or not then. Probably. Right, time for me to end the stream. I've got another video to pop off and record. I do want to thank you from the very bottom of my cold dead heart for joining the stream. Really do appreciate you doing so. I will catch you all next action on the channel. I'm going to be uploading videos over the week, race recaps in races that I've done and stuff, so I'll do that over the week. Thursday, be sure to tune in at 8 o'clock for the Megans. We're going to the Red Bull Ring. We're still waiting on news on the weather, so we don't know whether it's going to be raining or not, but the Megans, another nice quick stream, half an hour long, that sort of thing. So come and join us at 8 o'clock for that, and then of course be back here Sunday 9 o'clock. A cup of tea in hand, load the stream up and watch yourself some hot juicy mini action. Alright, thanks for joining in. I'll catch you next week. Until then, have a good week. Hope you all have a good one. Stay safe. See you later.